It's our strong belief that a business is distinctly different from the entrepreneur leading it. As we all know, a business without people is a lifeless entity incapable of feelings, emotions, or human observation, even if it's doing good for the world. So if that's the case, we must think about the personal traits an entrepreneur needs to sustain their career long term. That's why in today's short training, we're going to cover the 3 key traits of career entrepreneurs. Trait number 1, pain tolerance. This is the maximum level of pain that an entrepreneur is able to tolerate. It's important to highlight because entrepreneurship is the most volatile role an adult can have in any economy, and wherever there is volatility, there is pain. For an entrepreneur, pain is generally felt in these 4 areas: financial, emotional, reputational, and physical. So let's briefly talk about one of these points, an entrepreneur's emotional state. Almost no one talks about this, but it's arguably the most critical factor of an entrepreneur's longevity and oftentimes where the most support is needed. Depending on the stage, entrepreneurs must interact with up to 15 different people groups on any given day in order to push their careers forward. Some of these groups include the obvious like business partners, employees, and suppliers, but others include our local communities, media, government, family, and friends, just to name a few. Each group has expectations and are disappointed when we as entrepreneurs don't meet them, and the outcome is highly common because we're always lacking resources in certain areas. This dramatically increases emotional volatility for us as entrepreneurs. Trait number 2, problem solving. This is the process of finding solutions to difficult or complex issues. It's no secret that entrepreneurship is plain hard, and economically speaking, it could be argued that it's the most difficult activity to pursue and sustain. The reason for this is because our core goal as entrepreneurs is to assemble resources that we do not have today in hopes to create value for the world tomorrow. These resources can include capital, people, land, machinery, technology, and credibility, to name a few. As you can probably imagine, resources are oftentimes scarce for most of us, and that makes it very difficult to execute our visions. So we are then forced to make a decision: quit everything today or find a way to move forward. And just like that, we're forced into frequent problem-solving mode. Trait number 3, trust development. Getting someone to believe in us or our business, especially in exchange for money, is quite hard, but it's one of the key things required of us as entrepreneurs. Our abilities to achieve belief by other parties and then to advance that belief into deeper states is what sets entrepreneurs apart from anyone else. There are generally 4 ways that belief can be achieved, including ability, truthfulness, reliability, and strength. So let's talk about ability. It's really one of the first things that an opposing party thinks about when something is requested of them. For example, if we ask a friend to invest in our business for a sum of money, the first thing they'll silently ask themselves is, can my friend actually do it? Can they return my capital in full plus the promised benefit in the time frame proposed? As entrepreneurs, it's our job to know this in advance and be brutally honest with ourselves about the answers to those questions. If we then believe in our abilities to follow through in the areas of question, our next step is to achieve belief in the other person's mind in a way that is honest and most relevant to them. This small example could literally be the difference between whether an entrepreneur starts their business or, if already operating, getting a small loan to offset a tight cash flow period in their career or business. At the Entrepreneurship Center, it is our core belief that entrepreneurs are greater than any one business they operate, and these 3 traits will provide a strong foundation to a long career across many different business types. Thank you for listening to this training, and we wish you continued success on your entrepreneurial journey.